First of all, George Tidwell, we love you. Sorry you're not here tonight, but you are here. We love you very much. In 2004, after one of my student performances at NJW, this tiny blonde woman came up to me and she said, "You don't know me and I don't know you yet, but my name is Beegie Adair, and from now on I want you to take my classes here at the workshop. I'm going to take you under my wing." From that point on, I took every single class I could with Beegie. I even helped her prep for classes, and I audited the classes I wasn't eligible to take. We became fast friends, and she was eager to guide and support my career however she could. But that was Beegie. She never knew a stranger, and she could always find the good in others. She did not suffer fools lightly, however, but she always led with grace and intelligence, traits she inherited from her mom, Bobby. She had Kentucky fire in her belly, courtesy of her grandparents, Sally and Grover Long, and her dad, A.G. Even in protest, she was thoughtful and kind. When she was ready to end an argument or a debate, she'd simply say, "You may be right." Oh, that would just stop you in your tracks every time. Her wit was world class, and I have a favorite story, and I hemmed and hawed over telling this. So there's a lot of vulgarity in it. So if there are children listening or you just don't like to hear cuss words, please close your ears now because I'm going to tell this story. And I do apologize for it, sort of. Beegie was the house pianist for the Johnny Cash show. An arranger from LA came in with one of the artists for that particular show, and he was ranting about something that wasn't going as planned, and said something along the lines of, "If we don't fix this, it's all going to be fucked up." And then he turned to Beegie, the only woman in the room, and he said, "I'm so sorry to swear in front of you, honey." And without hesitation, Beegie said, "I don't care if you say fuck, just don't call me honey." I'm so glad that went over well. Thank you. Okay. She was a feminist, and she always spoke up for what she felt was right and just. And I have 6 decades worth of letters to editors and local and national newspapers and magazines to prove it. Her name and phone number proudly and accurately published with most of them. She was a 4th-generation Democrat, something she was profoundly proud of, but she valued a thoughtful debate. And until the last few years of her life, she found having a difference in political views is something that brought 2 people together by conversation, not an offense. Years after working with Ray Stevens, he saw her in a grocery store and he said, "I miss you, come back to the band. I don't have anyone to argue politics with." But no matter how passionate she was about a cause or political action, she led with kindness and grace. It was who she was. It was not a front. For those of you who may not know, I was her manager and a dear friend. I relocated to Franklin after Billy, her husband, passed away in 2014 to be closer to her and ensure she had all the resources and help that she needed to continue to work and to live a happy life. I spent more nights at her house than my own for either just slumber parties or to take care of her. And during COVID, we became official roommates. I moved in with my animals, and we all piled up together, 4 cats in all, to ensure that we could be safe together. And one of the things I miss most about Beegie is our nightly hangs. She was a homebody. She loved sitting in her kitchen, reading the paper, watching and talking about the news. She loved sharing stories and reciting song lyrics, which almost all of them made her cry. She could spend hours cooking even the simplest of dinners, and each night she'd retire to the den and we'd watch a movie, then The Golden Girls or Andy Griffith. She was a creature of habit. She lived very well and simply. She loved talking, movies, reading. She loved her animals and her friends. Her popularity was soaring by 2010, and she needed someone who she could trust to help her manage both her personal and professional obligations. And that's when I started working with her, first as her personal assistant, and then later booking her in venues that we've talked about already. I tried so hard at times to get her to pull a diva card for things and she just wouldn't budge. It just wasn't her style. Like, you know, someone I'd want to meet backstage, something or whatever. She wouldn't do it. Beegie was never completely aware of the impact that she had on musicians and her fans. She wasn't built for that kind of ego, and it completely shaped the way I view my job and my career, thankfully. She made music because she genuinely loved music, all kinds of music. She wasn't a snob. She always said there's no such thing as a bad gig. She would lament not being asked sometimes to play projects she thought she was a better choice for, but she didn't hold it against the musicians or the contractors. She respected the trade. And Beegie led with a lot of trust. If someone knocked on her door looking for work, she'd not only give them work, but she'd let them in, feed them, get to know them, their family. During COVID, she continued to pay everyone that worked for her because she knew they needed the money, and she just wanted to help. She made large contributions to her favorite venues during COVID because she wanted to ensure I always had a place to play. And through it all, she trusted me with her company and her career. I don't have a great degree in business, and I didn't have any experience booking or managing anyone prior to her. But she saw something in me that, quite honestly, I had yet to see in myself. And she created a safe space for me to learn, to figure things out, and to think outside the box for her and for us. I don't pretend that my contributions ultimately elevated her career in many ways. Her talent did that. But I do believe that her ability to see good in others and her desire to always feel equal to those around her are among the reasons she was so successful. I now have the distinct privilege of operating the Bobby L. Adair estate and the Adair Music Group, LLC. Beegie left me with a lifetime of work to do on her behalf, and just as I promised her, I promise all of you that I intend to celebrate and protect Beegie's legacy for the rest of my life. I'm forever grateful for her and for those who have allowed us, I'm forever grateful for her and for those who have allowed us the chance to mourn her so deeply with kindness, patience, and respect. So thank you. While I have a lot of stories, obviously, I will use her social media platforms and the various ways to continue to share them. Updates on Grover and Quigley, who would have loved to have performed for you here tonight, her cats. Quigley's pretty famous. They have their own Instagram page and everything, so you can follow them. Keep you posted on her beautiful gardens and flowers at her home. And I'll certainly let you know, all of her fans worldwide, about projects Adair Music Group will release in years to come. My thanks to Eric Diltz and the Franklin Theater. BG loved this theater. We spent a lot of time here listening to live music and buying rows of seats during the holidays to treat our friends to the classic movies. She was a member of the 1937 Club and patron for its restoration in 2008. Eric extended the invitation to host this event with open arms. His team here has been absolutely amazing, and this event has not been easy to plan. So Amy, Shay, Eric, Noah, Julie, and everyone at the theater, thank you so very much. BG would be so humbled and very proud. This one's hard. To Roger and Lori, and the NJW family, including Steve Stokes, who did these beautiful videos you continue to see. Thank you for your unwavering love for BG. NJW was BG's most prized organization to support. You've heard about her involvement, so I'll skip through all that. But she was very proud to perform there on a regular basis, and she never missed an opportunity on the stage to call out the Chamber of Commerce for not properly acknowledging all of the genres and musicians that make Music City the special place it is. To Jeff Steinberg, our musical director and our dear friend, thank you for the leadership and your resounding talents and love that touched all of us performing tonight. Thank you. I owe you. Whew. To all the musicians and speakers who gave their time and talents to perform, you were Bee Gee's favorites. She adored all of you, and I planned this event as if she was sitting front row center, enjoying you. She would have been so completely overwhelmed by the power of music and friendship tonight, and words could never express my gratitude to each of you, so thank you. To Melissa Hansen, one of the best friends anyone could have, and she's our event coordinator, and all the volunteers, thank you as well. Gina Binkley designed those beautiful programs that you have. She helped design these beautiful posters of BG and the posters that are out in the lobby for sale. Jimmy Vickers and Brian Schaefer put together, they're dear friends of BG's, they put together these beautiful flowers. Ellen Pryor helped us with the media, Copy Solutions donated a lot of printing. And lastly, Brandon and Mirandy Herrenbrook for this gorgeous Steinway and Sons D. Was provided by the Steinway Piano Gallery of Nashville. BG was profoundly proud to be a Steinway artist, and now she's a Steinway immortal. And Brandon is family to us, and I'm forever grateful to Steinway and Sons for all the support and love they gave BG and continue to show to me. Thank you. And BG's fans everywhere, you are the best fans in jazz. Thank you a million times over for everything that you continue to do. And lastly, I want to thank BG's trio mates. I got this. Chris Brown and Roger Spencer for their decades of music, laughter, and the stories you provided and created for BG. You were the other two legs of her three-legged stool, her ball team. The brothers she wanted to have, and she was your biggest fan. Chris could not be here tonight. He's devastated, and we are too, but he and Roger were BG's dearest, and I feel the same way. I love you both very much. I'm almost done. I kindly ask a couple of things. If you're watching tonight or from afar here, follow me, BG, on social media. We've got a lot to share coming up, and I really want to be able to spread the word and cast a wider net with all the great things that we're going to do for her. Also, we have a full store set up in the lobby, and a portion of all the proceeds from the store will benefit the Franklin Theater and NJW tonight. And if you're watching from home, you can go to beegieadair.com, and that applies there as well. So please consider buying some things on the way out. And I just want to thank everyone for watching and being a part of this. We've got a few more songs for you, and then we'll ask you to drive safely. The musicians afterwards, they will gladly, some of them are going to come out and sign posters for you if you'd like. You have a chance to thank them as well for all that they've done. So now it's bittersweet.